Hello, I decided to do a review about Time Phase by Vadouche Zero and rated R Pony Star. This comic is told from one point of view, from Spike. This story has a little bit more different from most other comics I read so far. This is told from is actually narrated by Spike. Spike is very old. He is dying from old age. He is telling his story from when he was just a baby dragon, until his current life. This story has different. It has love, it has action, even some drama, and even tragedy. Most of this is based from point of view from Spike, what he remembers, because all of his friends are gone. Some of them are died from old age. Some others were died from childbirth, like Fluttershy doing to her daughter. And Twilight, she was the last one of those of his friends who died. But she didn't die of old age or something. She was actually murdered by her own son, because he was brainwashed by Bright, one of Twilight's apprentice or pupil. This story has this a little more. Well, if I have to say, it is actually interesting to read it. This comic is not finished yet. I should do a review when this comic is done, but I decided to do it now instead. This comic is actually quite, even is good, even impressive for most of the storylines, especially from one character's point of view. Because Spike is telling everything from when he was a baby dragon until before he died. To see all his life has been, wow. It's actually interesting to just follow his entire life from early childhood into his elderly life, to understand even basic of that. And he has even been married. He married Fluttershy's daughter, and they had also a daughter. And even to see one particular character from this show, Garble, but somehow earlier in the TV show he was actually more like a bully. When in this comic he's actually grew up, and he is actually more a friend to Spike now. And he actually married Amber, and they had a son, which ended up marry Spike's daughter. But this story also have one particular story which I can't even imagine how it could even happen. Somehow, Celestia and Luna was assassinated or murdered by two changelings disguised as pony guards in front of Twilight and Cadance and above all people. Wow, it is wow, it is heartbreaking. But all of this comic is actually interesting and somehow funny moments and even sad moments. But one of the most funniest part in this comic is actually about Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie dies from a disease called Black Plague. But she made a deal with the deaf. If she could make him laugh, he would let her return to the living. She tried and tried and tried all over again, but seems to fail. But just before she was stepping into her afterlife, she fell on top of a pie, and that made Deaf to laugh. And since they made a deal, since she made him laugh, he would let her return to back to life. And when she did, at her funeral, her friends and family all were so shocked to see her just first dead and then, "Hi everybody, I'm back." Wow. But even she knows that. She spends all her rest of her life to open a new business and to spread more happiness and joy to children. And she marries with Cheese Sandwich and has many children, and some of her descendants are also named Pinkie Pie. When her time was come, she greeted death like an old friend, and she was not afraid anymore. But even to see, just reading this comic, to see all of them, of the main six, one by one passes away. Wow. And even to see a war between the changelings and the ponies. But even to see a group of rebel changelings who want to help the ponies to stop Chrysalis' tyranny and manage to defeat her. I was, well, at least grateful that that happened. But then there will be a second war, much later. And that was between changelings, ponies, dragons, and even Crystal Empire against Twilight's former pupil. Because her society was divided. One group thought that Twilight's pupil was innocent. Another one thought she is a murderer. She actually managed to brainwash Twilight's son, who was half pony and half changeling. And even that didn't work. The war ended with her death. And that makes even to see, but one of the most popular, well, I don't know if that's popular, but one of the most characters in the show, Cadance, was killed in this war. And even her daughter, Janet Flurry Heart, was part of the war as well. She was old enough. She was the only living Alicorn left, and she became the new Alicorn princess, leader of the new Equestrian Empire, united all Equestria in one kingdom. And what happened with Spike later on? He had avenged his mother, Twilight, from her death, but still he lost the last of his old friends, and even he believes that he was the cause of this second war. So he just left without telling anyone. And overall, I think this comic is actually good. Has it excitement and even some action, romance, sadness, happiness, most of that. But the basic of this has the moral. Spike thought that he was the cause of the Second War, and even the death of his own sort of adopted mother, Twilight. But I don't think later on that he forgave himself, and I don't know if this happened in the show. Spike would probably exile himself for a long time, but I don't know. But yeah, I will give this comic 5 of 5 stars, most because of this has this all the parts like happiness, sadness, action, even excitement, and even entertainment of this comic. Most of this is something I enjoy to read, actually, because this, this comic caught my eye on it. And I'm still looking for more pages to read about this. And if anyone hasn't even read Time Fades, you should look at it and at least read. And this is all for me. Switch W, over and out.